For those of you who watch my channel, you will of course be aware that YouTube has been very quiet, and by that I mean my channel in particular hasn't done many videos in the month of July 2025. I'm sure you've been stuck for content to watch on YouTube and you were tempted to leave the platform, but don't worry, I am back with another unboxing show video. What I've got here is a board game. Now, I'm not a huge board game player. Yes, I am familiar with Kerplunk, Frustration, Hungry Hippos, and such like, which I used to play as a kid, but I haven't played board games in absolute years. However, I was in a shop called The Entertainer recently, and The Entertainer has this offer, and some other stores do this sort of offer as well, where if you spend, say, £10, you can buy something for £5. So I picked up a couple of items that, to be honest, I may never play because I don't have enough people around me that would play board games, and I'm not a huge board game player nowadays. I tend to spend my time watching movies and playing video games and stuff like that, listening to podcasts and watching other people's YouTube videos. But I thought for a £5, I'll get a video out of it. I'll get something that looks good on the shelf, and you never know, I may actually end up playing this game at some point. So they have an offer, as I was saying, you can get things from a shelf for a £5 that they're clearly trying to clear from their backlog. I picked up Indiana Jones and the Sands of Adventure, which is a £16 retail in their shop. But I looked online this morning, you can get this game anywhere from £15 upwards to 22. I think it retailed about 26 when it originally came out in 2023, but I got it for £5. It's a very solid box. It is a 2 to 4 player game, so you ain't playing it on your own, so it looks like I'm not playing it anytime soon. And apparently the average game time is about 45 minutes per game. It is recommended 8 years and up. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to delve into this box to see what is in it, because I haven't even looked. It is a pretty solid box, I will give it that. I'm going to use a plastic ruler to cut the little plastic things off it. And the good news is these plastic things do come off pretty well. They don't rip the packaging, which is very nice. There is, it seems, 4 of these. You don't need anything to cut them. You can just sort of peel them off themselves. Again, that's the second one peeled off with no package damage. So at this rate, somebody might be getting this for Christmas. Right, and third one, no package damage, which of course means that the fourth one I'm peeling off will be the one that wrecks the package. Always a law of average, isn't it? It's always the last screw of a shelf that's the most difficult to go in or come out, and it's always the last bit you're removing that messes up the whole thing. However, it didn't damage anything. So what we have got here, let's remove this. This is a Funko Games board game, by the way, and I'm trying very hard not to knock off the tripod. So we got a nice little guide in here which shows you all the components that you get in it. It's like we're going to Tanis. We are exploring Tanis for something or other. Gives you a chapter on how to set the game up, how to play, very important. Miss the days of drafts, it's very easy to play that one. And then the cards, you get some dice, so they'll be kind of cool. Don't lose the dice. Playing cards, drawing cards. There's a sand timer in here, I can see mention of that. So it's not too bad. It's a pretty flimsy how to play guide, which is good because it means it's not stupidly complicated. Now what do we get in here? Now what we get in here first is, let's have a look at these. These feel like these are things that you pop out. So for example, the upgrade deck, etc. It feels like you pop them out of the packaging. So I'm not going to pop these out because, to be honest, I'm not going to play the game today. So I don't want to wreck anything. Get a little character figures there. Wonder if you get his coat hanger. Double-sided characters, that's good. And then in here we get, look at how, oh, this is amazing. Look at this. Look at the sun timer. Wow, that is impressive. Look at it. I don't know how well it stands up, to be fair. I'm guessing there's some sort of stand that clips in here. We shall look at that in a moment. So we get an egg timer, sun timer. We get some of these. We get this, which, to be honest, that looks like they go in there. What do you reckon? Do they go in there? They do. It's quite easy. Of course, the easy part would be looking at the instructions, but let's not bother doing that. So what we do, there we go, we've built up the egg timer, haven't we? Or the sun timer. So we flip it. Should we keep that sun timer on and see if I can get everything explained before this actually, before it runs out? So we get a little pieces in there. So we get a little Indiana Jones figures in the bag. Does this bag reseal? Yes, it looks like it does. And so I can take these out and show you what they are. So we get 4 of them. That would be, that's Marion, isn't it, with the frying pan, if I remember rightly enough. I've met John Rhys Davis, very nice guy. There's Sulla. Dr. Jones, of course. You call him Dr. Jones, gotta remember that. And then, is it Marcus, that played by Denholm Elliott? I think it is. So we got all these cool little characters here. We also get the dice. If you have a look at the dice that we get in there. And then there's 2 little plastic things. Let's have a look and see what we've got in here. Tip it all out. There we go. So we've got the dice. Self-explanatory. There's a couple of different types of dice in there, or die, or whatever. We get 4 of these. Now I am guessing, and it would be a guess, I don't know what, I'm guessing that's where these characters go actually. Do you know these ones here that we pop out? I would suspect that they go in here. There's all sorts of little weird things in here. Quite cool. Then in here we have a bag with plastic crystals in. Used to look like crystals, little cubes. Again, these, I like the fact that these are resealable, because there's nothing worse than when you've got a board game and you've played a game, you throw it all in the box, and then next thing you know, it's all over your carpet and you're standing on it and you hurt your feet. So when you finish playing your game, put them back in the bags and keep them safe. So we get some packs of cards here. Now I am going to do the thing. I was trying not to open it and make it look opened, but I can't just show you a pack of cards because it kind of defeats the whole point of me unboxing it if I'm not going to unbox it, doesn't it? So it looks like nobody is getting this for Christmas. So what we get here is a whole bunch of cards, a lot. Different designs, Indiana, shovels, hats, more shovels, Marion, books. So we get a whole bunch of different cards on here. On that side, they're just the standard design. So this will be the important side that you get. Oh, the dreaded snakes. Keep that away from Indiana. He hates snakes. Has a fear of snakes. So we get them all here. A whole bunch. Greens, blues, etc., etc. These will be the playing cards. Pop them back in the box. And we get these. Now, what are these? Let's have a look. More stuff. It's all very well manufactured as well. These feel tough. These are pretty durable. So with this one, let's have a look. Colonel Dietrich, Major Todt, Belloc. There we go. So these are the cards that we get. So these are the villain cards. Round 1, round 2, and round 3. So we get those. These do come in a nice little band as well, so you can safely put them back in to keep them all tidy. Now what we get here, some more. Let's have a look. Indiana, Marion Ravenwood, Salah, and Marcus Brody. So I think I got all the names right when I was going through those figures. And then on the back of here, there is a bunch of stuff that will, I'm sure, make more sense once you're playing the game. Again, these feel pretty solid. So these aren't going to get wrecked after like 5 minutes or after half a dozen games. They do feel pretty durable. Best way to put them back in here is to slightly bend them, put them in, and then they go back in. So that is good. Then what we get here is a whole bunch of other cards. So we get the Arc Opens. Now these feel like beer mats. So you know the sort of thickness of those? I mean, look how thick that is. That's quite thick, very solid. So if you, for example, if you get this one, draw 2 upgrade cards, you may play any number of cards. And for that one, the Arc Opens, play an attack card to damage the villain twice. So these feel a little bit like the Monopoly type cards, you know, the go past, go and collect $200 type thing. They're all, these feel really, the quality of this game is pretty impressive. And the fact is that it takes 45 minutes to play a game kind of appeals to me. I've not played Monopoly in years because that damn game goes on for weeks, doesn't it? And it just gets a bit repetitive after a while. I think 45 minutes of playability for a game, I think, is more than enough, to be fair. It's certainly enough for my attention span. It looks like the timer ran out, so what we need to do is put that back because I'm not quite finished the video yet. Here we go, let's put that down properly. So it's a pretty, I mean, the quality of this game is impressive. Everything feels solid, even the plastic figures. They're pretty solid. They don't feel like they would break or snap. There's not too many pieces. Obviously, I'm not familiar with how to play the game yet because I haven't read the instructions because I just opened this in front of you. But on all accounts, it does look like it's relatively simple to play the game. 45 minutes. I think once you've played it maybe 2 or 3 times, I think it'll get a lot easier. And you will hopefully have fun. So this was something I mentioned at the beginning. I picked this up for £5 in the Entertainer. Yes, I did have to spend over £10 to be able to get this £5 offer, but I think it's worth it. It's also a really good idea for Christmas presents because, as you can see, you know, it's retailing at like 20 something pounds, but you can get it for a £5. Just hopefully the person you give it to doesn't know that you bought it from the Entertainer, or they might be like, really, you spent £5 for me at Christmas? That is pretty terrible. So what do you think? Are you a board game player? I'm not. I kind of wish I was, but I think my relaxation habits over the years have changed. I do gravitate more towards movies, TV shows, and video games, but I do still think there is a place in the world for board games. There's also a place in the world for quality board games, and this one definitely looks to be a quality board game. So let me know in the comments below if you've played this game. Is it any good? Does it in fact take around 45 minutes for a game? And have you got any other games similar to this that you would probably recommend? Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great day.